Right, here we are. This is race 5.7 in the West London Series, Series 5, race number 7. This is the Hambledon Hurdles. It goes downhill all the way. Almost. There's two little hurdles just near the end. That's why it's called the Hambledon Hurdles. It ends or passes through Hambledon, ends just outside it. And as I say, this is going to be a fast race. It's largely downhill. If you look at the profile at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that it's largely going downhill. The blue bits are very steep, the green bits not so much. There's two little brown splodges towards the end. They're the two hurdles that give you two little ramps. We may or may not get some attacks on those. 20 seconds to go till the race starts. 72 on the line. This is West London VR race 5.7. This is the halfway stage of a 13 race series, and here we go. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You need to start pedalling fast, and you go shooting off like that. That's Yarosh, the American rider, going a little bit faster than perhaps intended, but putting out watts that are acceptable at 4.8, and obviously very, very ramped up and revved up as he left the starting line there. I think the peloton will have too much power for him to get away entirely. We shall see as they close it down a little bit now and loses that lead. And it's Kevin Unsworth off the front now. Matt Feely up there as well. Some regular names. Kevin Unsworth, the top rider back in the day, a crit rider I believe, and perhaps a track rider as well. Kevin doesn't really like going up the hills, so this one might suit him downhill all the way, and he's certainly giving it an early go, and we'll see what he can do. I see Carl Dickinson in third. The NZ Bro rider who won the last race, actually, the Norwegian, just up there as well. Matt Feely, Cook, Thomas Williams from NZ Bro as well, Michael Tong. These are riders you expect to see up there, and it's whether or not this downhill enables the peloton to split. We expect it to stay largely together, but the top riders do put a bit of pressure on a downhill, which can split it, and so I wouldn't write off the idea that this might get a little bit split as we go down the hill. So, who we've got on the front at the moment? Still Yarosh pushing away the American, putting out a lot of watts actually, but remember this is downhill, so I wouldn't read too much into the speeds. 48, 47, not ridiculously or exceptionally fast, and the sort of pace you might expect from one of these races. Tom Gates, as ever, sitting up in his upright position on that upright bike, all in red. You can never miss him. The two riders in red to look out for, Tom Gates, of course, and Ned Bowen, riding for Team Draft. Do look out for Tom Gates. He does stream these races as well, and you can go back and look at them afterwards. And Nicolo Martini as well is also streaming this, I believe, on Twitch. So a couple of places you can go and watch this as well as this one. As Yarosh is now in second place. Johan Olofsson, the Sands rider, going off the front there. No, sorry, that's, I beg your pardon, that's Gurgel, isn't it? The Norwegian rider riding for NZ Pro. Off the front, all black, of course, like the New Zealand rugby team, I guess that's where it all comes from. Doug Hart in second place. Haven't seen Doug around for a little while. Thomas Alsop just behind him. Carl Dickinson, Peter Austin, all names that you'd expect to see in these sort of races coming out on this summer evening, a Wednesday evening in July. Here in the UK, it's nice and warm, so I don't know if everybody's decided to stay in and do this race, and then perhaps, if we are in July, watch the highlights of the Tour de France, and they're going over the cobbles today. I won't do any spoilers if you haven't watched it yet. And so some of the cobbles used in Paris-Roubaix, 11 sections in the Tour de France today. It's going to be a lot smoother here. I can assure you there's no cobbles on this section. As we look about to Clays now, taking a little bit of a turn on the front with Doug Hart. A few riders pulled away here, a little group, and that's quite a big gap. And whether or not it holds or not remains to be seen. There's one rider just trying to get on there, onto that group. That's Yarosh, I think. And then quite a gap of about 45 metres back to the main group. Can they hold it? Well, it looks like it might close up a little bit. The gap's subsiding a little bit. It's not quite as big as it was. And they're going to get closed down, aren't they? they are definitely going to get closed down. So Tom Gates there in his upright position, unmissable as ever. Tom Williams up there, Kevin Unsworth up there. Group of about 30 riders. This is thinning out. You can see the line stretching out a little bit there. So somebody's putting some pressure on the front. I mean, they're doing 68 kph. But if you look at the bottom of the profile, the big blob, the riders were on, they are on that blue section, which is, of course, denoting it's very, very steep, and the speed coming back down to 48.49. Remember, this is a downhill race. Tim Cummings there, back in the next group, leading the next group, and what are there, half a dozen riders there perhaps. Jan van Beurs, Matt Feely, these are all riders now being dropped. Ellen Lockett, the Rocket, the lady leading the late, well, she's not leading the ladies series, but is well placed to perhaps do well in it. Ellen there with Caruso, Lee, and a couple of others, and whether or not this she considers this good, 44th, and there's 69 riders still online. I think she'll be quite happy with that, and a nice little group to work with, and perhaps up to 5 riders now, 6 riders. Oh, and a whole little group. They're going to get into a group of 10, and that'll be good for Ellen. She'll like that one. And David Buckley joking on the side of the screen there. You can chat while you're in the race, and David Buckley's got a great sense of humour. He jokes that he survived the first climb, and if you look on the profile, there's one little sort of yellowy orange bit just before the first dark blue bit, and that's what he's referring to. They are minor, they are hurdles, and that's why the race gets its name. Looking back in the pack and picking out some other riders, Gilmore here, 59th position, Almeida, Nicolo Martinelli, that's actually his streaming bot, so we won't read too much into that. Gail Robinson there, 65th, she'll be a bit disappointed with that. Jessica, 66. The people behind there are not moving. Carino, Gordon Jackson from OTR, he'll be disappointed with non-start. Number 68 is myself. My bot was not working, so I had a few technical issues myself. There's poor old Gordon Jackson in the OTR kit at the back, stuck. Meanwhile, up front, it's Wouter Claes, just having taken a turn on the front, making way for the rest of the crew. Wouter Claes running for Moon Riders there. You can see the white jersey with the yellow and green band. And here we have... we're going through the pack a little bit here, aren't we? So Wouter Claes sitting nicely inside the pack, and you can see this little group have got well away from anybody else. There's a massive... In fact, the group behind is probably 50 to 100 metres, somewhere between there. All the names in here will be the big names you'd expect to see. Nicolo Martinelli is actual bot, because there's 2 with his name. If it says Twitch TV afterwards, that's his bot for recording his stream. Wouter Claes on the front there, just Tom Cook there for 3R, just taking a little turn in front of Wouter. And we see him in profile now, put a little bit of effort in. He's got 19 metres on Melville. Melville and Armshaw from NZ Bro, a little way ahead of Gerdel and Linden. Carl Dickerson in there, but I think it's all going to close together. I don't think this is going to break up. We've got 10 kilometres remaining. These races are always about 16 kilometres long, and that's the sort of time you can expect. They won't all be as downhill and fast as this. And you can see on the bottom of your screen there, we are coming up to the halfway stage where it gets very, very blue, and this is the steepest, fastest bit. Whether or not this breaks up the pack, I don't know. Nicolo Martinelli and 29th there, so we're looking at probably 30 to 35 riders in this group making up the front peloton, and that's out of 69 riders online. So there's still about half the pack is not in this front peloton. I see Julian Fussell in there in the Southwood District Wheelers kit in the front row. Good on you, Julian. He's I'm not sure if he's been off the bikes much recently, but I know he's been a very busy man. Organised the wonderful Southwood District Wheelers Tunbridge Wells Cycling Festival, which we rode down to from West London, and it was absolutely a fantastic day out. Julian set up an RGT tent there, and you can actually go in and race on RGT in one of the little tents, gazebos, whatever you want to call them, at the festival. Absolutely fantastic. And we just see, going off the front now, Cook again, and it's Tom Cakes in there, Mark Rowbottom in this group as well. Just looking at the names, they're all names. Ned Bowen in there. Ned tucks himself away. You hardly mention him in the race, and then he comes out at the end and you see him up there sort of packing a punch in the sprint. He hasn't had such good results this series, but never discount Ted. The purple jersey in there, I'm assuming is Tim Cummings. Yes, doing very well, 3rd position at the moment, just ahead of Tom Williams from NZ Pro in 5th position. He's just dropping a little bit back in the peloton as we see James Melville, I assume, in the GCN kit. The red and white is just there, and these are all big names. Tom Cakes. He always knows who they are. There we are, James Melville. I didn't see Alistair McAlpine, his teammate, in there, so I don't think he's racing tonight, so we'll have to see what. Lynch, OLFC from South Africa, New Zealand in 29th. Johan, a regular in these series. More in the summer, actually, when it suits the New Zealanders with the time gaps. They can get up early in the morning to do these. Julian Fussell pushing away. Kevin Unsworth still just clinging on to that group in 33rd. Maybe pushing it a little bit to stay on there. It's probably falling off the back. Tom Alsop as well. Matt Feely. I think this is splitting up as they go into the very, very steep bit. You can see that people are beginning to break away now. The blob we're looking at, of course, is this little group with Murray. They're in the OTR kit, and there is a group ahead of that, as you can see, which is the peloton. And this has, I think, split things up a little bit on this decline as we look at Jan van Beur there in the purple jersey, and he's just ahead of Snaver, the Dane. Of course, Denmark's just had a wonderful weekend with the Tour de France. Ellen Lockett now safely in this little group. She's going for the ladies' title, and I see Gail Robinson, the current champion, is in this race, but I think Ellen's well ahead here and probably going to take the ladies' points as long as she can stay in this group and nothing goes wrong. So hoping, of course, for no mechanicals as Ellen sits in there, and she's doing very well in time trialling at the moment in the time trials competitions that James Ogilvie runs. Love TTT, and she's getting to be a bit of a star in RGT. Rafa Nunes, also another West London rider in this group a little bit further back. It's a nice, like, tidy little group working together there. I see Giudesco, another one of the Team Italy riders who's joined up tonight along with Nicolo. And Almeida there, the Portuguese, with Lightfoot as we go back down the pack. Is Nicolo's bot, so ignore that one. That's actually him, that's for his streaming. Picasso there, Van der Laan, the Dutchman, Kalthoff, another Dane. Gail Robinson, 65th still, and Jessica, 66th, and Jessica 66th. The two ladies at the back. Gail's going to beat Jessica by the looks of things, and Jessica, I think, enjoys racing rather than ever thinks she's going to win, but she is such a nice person and such a character. We are so pleased that she's part of our team and part of these races, and she absolutely loves them, so well done. Mark Rowbottom taking a little bit of turn on the front, ahead of Tom Williams. You see Jan Linden in there, James Melville, Tim Cummings still in there. Well done, Tim, with Autoclaves, punching his weight is Tim. He's always been a strong rider ever since I've known him. He's quite local to me, and I've ridden with him many times. He is a bit of a beast going up a hill, it has to be said, but he's returning to his best form, so this is great news for Tim, and I'm delighted for him. He's had a little bit of an injury or a little bit of a sort of lean spell, but he's back to his best now. So this group is now well clear, and the winner is going to come from this group. I think we can all accept that, because the group, there is nobody in sight. Well, there is somebody in sight just about down the road, but that gap is probably not going to be bridged with 5 kilometres to go. So we're over a third of the way, 2/3 of the way through the race now. You can see the front blob, the one we're watching. This is the race leaders, the leading pack. Now you can see from the big blob at the front that they are about to hit the brown bit of the profile a little bit further up. and when they hit that brown bit of the profile, they are going to go up a hill, up a small ramp. So will they or won't they attack? And just before they get there, let's have a look further back down the pack, see who's doing what. See, Cole Dickerson's fallen into the second group, as Kevin Unsworth has as well, Julian Fussell. So this is now going to be Group 2 on the road. Some quality riders in there. Nicolo Martinelli, again, as I say, Johan Olofsey from South Africa New Zealand team. These are quality riders. Mike Addy, Thomas Allsott and David Buckley. David Buckley has got a sprint on him if he wants to. Be interesting to see what happens in the sprint in that group. And we go back to Ellen Lockett's group, and we'll call it the Ellen Lockett group. It's probably a bit unfair on the other riders. Oh, Gurgel has fallen. Oh no, sorry, we're back on the first group, I beg your pardon. Gurgel is in the front group, where you expect to see him. Mark Rowbottom there, and James Melville now taking a turn on the front. Jan Landen from Pokemotion in there. I can't see John Sammer in there, so I don't know what's happened to John. He's very much going for the top of the tables, so I don't really. I think this could be a bit bad news for John if he's not going to pick up any points against Wouter and everybody else today, and for Pokemotion in the teams competition as well. So I have to look out, but I don't think John Sammer is in that front group. So this could be good for Wouter Clays and good for Moon Riders in the team competition, because I don't think John Sammer is going to pick up any comparable points to the Moon Riders rider. So we'll just have to see what happens. Oh, sorry, I do see John Sammer. He's in 16th. I'll take that all back. So he's there all the time, hiding away. What a smart cookie, eh? Kept out of the way. So John Sammer, Pokemotion there, 11th position as you can see at the moment. Wouter Clays in 3rd. These are the two guys probably battling it out, and their two teams are the ones battling it out for the title. I think the little ramp there has split the group again, hasn't it? I mean, they did attack on that ramp, and Gajerdal is now in New Zealand with the Norwegian flag. Secure the Bag, that's an Australian flag there. Don't know who Secure the Bag is, but obviously don't want us to know their first name. Thomas Poniczewski is in there as well for Moon Riders. Great stuff. And Moon Riders added some members to their team this week. I'm not sure if they're all riding, but nice to hear from you, Thomas. Anyway, thanks for emailing me. And who else we got? Thomas Williams and so 2.43 kilometres to go. We're now getting to the busy end. I think it will start ramping up. Doug Hart, a very strong rider, is in there. Gurgel is up there. Tom Williams from NZ Pro, who's very much going for this championship as well, and could be very much in the mix. You know, we're halfway stage through the series, so we don't quite know, but Wouter Clays has been a little bit dominant in this series. I mean, perhaps more dominant than we'd all like, except for Wouter himself, of course, and he's in a little breakaway group of 5 here. Now, these 5 haven't got a lot of distance on the rest, but they're pulling away, but the rest close them up. So we're all back together again. 1.8 kilometres to go. This is going to get to the busy end. They're doing 54 kph, so the pressure is being put on at the front. This is where you try and stretch it and drop some riders. Says let's pick in the sprint. James Melville is really, really good at this, and he knows how to do it. And it's Gurgel at the front. Tom Cook is Cook for 3R. 3R not running a team in this competition, but a very strong, notable team in RTT. We go round a little bit of the tight bends just to slow things up. We've got 1.36 kilometres to go. We're going to go under the Flamme Rouge. Ned Bowen putting himself in the peloton, and that's Doug Hart going off the front, I think. And Ned Bowen in the red, same as Tom Gates, Tom Williams from NZ Pro. We're doing 40 kph. The two bends have slowed them down, and there's a 3% gradient. This is the second of the two hurdles. The hurdle has had some effect. It's Doug Hart and James Melville pulling away, but they're closed down very, very quickly by Wouter Clays, who goes off the front. Wouter really pushing it now, 900 metres to go, and everybody jockeying for position. John Summit having a go there. Wouter Clays' big rival in the series and general classification. It's Cook for 3R though. Not not letting anything go here. Secure the bag for Australia in the mix as well. Who's going to get this one? Nick Greenhouse moving up. Ned Bowen's in there. I can't see Tom Gates, but don't discount the man. He's a strong rider. Everybody jockeying for position. 600 metres to go. This is going to be a bunch sprint. Who's going to get it? Doug Hart currently at the front. And we see John Samet just falling off the back a little bit. Is he positioning himself? Alistair McAlpine was there all the time. I missed him earlier. Gurgedal, the previous winner in this series now, pushing off the front. He's got 8 metres on Nick Greenhouse at the moment. Doug Hart now taking it up. Doug Hart has passed him. We have 200 metres to go. Doug Hart is tearing away, looking like he's going to do it. He's got 170 metres, but look who's coming up now. It is Wouter Claes and Cesson, the Italian, now racing, and Wouter Claes shows his strength once again. Finishes ahead of Cesson. Secured a bag for Australia. Doug Hart in 4th place. Cook for 3R. Nick Greenhouse settling for 6th. Yarosh, who shot off at the front, ending up in 7th place ahead of James Melville, who pushed on the front so much. Gurgedal, the New Zealand team, well, in fact, 2 New Zealand riders, Gurgedal and Todd Williams taking 9th and 10th. Ned Bowen back in 11th again. John Samet will be disappointed with 12th from the perspective of the championship. McAlpine, Rowbottom, Thomas Poniatowski in 15th. Tom Gates right back in 16th there. Peter Austin back in form on 17th. And the riders coming in. Tim Cummings there coming in at 24th place. Julian Fussell coming up too. And as we see some of the riders now finishing in the race. David Buckley 33rd now coming up. 200 metres, 300 metres to go. Orlovsky. Now these two are both strong riders, but David Buckley does have a sprint on him. Let's see what happens. It could be either way, and Orlovsky goes first. Orlovsky is going to pull away from Buckley, or is he? David Buckley lines up his sprint, and what a piece of timing with 60 metres to go. David Buckley has pulled well clear just to pit Johan from 32nd and 33rd between two of them. Martinoli, the Italian now, riding for Team Italia, just with Tom Alsop on his wheel. They've got a few metres to go. Tom Alsop's not going to get past him, and the points, the extra point goes there. Mike Addy now coming in 36, 20 metres to go. Can he hold off the next rider? And as we see them all flooding in now, swamping the line, rider after rider coming back, and we're looking out for Murray there in 45th. So coming back in batches, 46th Ellen Lockett has fallen off that group, and I'm not sure that Ellen wants everybody to know, but what actually happened, she was doing very, very well in that group as she rolls in way behind the group she was riding in. And the reason is, as it happens, as we can exclusively tell you here on West London TV, the cat knocked her USB port, and she got cut off and had to plug it in again, and in that split second got dropped by the group. That's all we've got time for today, and that is the highlight. Sorry we didn't catch everybody else at the end. We will make amends and do that next time. Next race in 2 weeks' time. This is July the 6th today, and so the next race is on July the 20th. It's a Wednesday at 7:30 on Wahoo RGT. It'll be fast and furious, just like this one. See you then. Bye.